What is up, boys and girls? Lazy here with my boy Killer Ace. Say what's going on to the people.
What's good, everybody?
Alright, and today we are playing 7 Days to Die. We kinda late on the walkthrough. It's day 90, but I don't give a fuck. We gonna record anyway. We're gonna talk about random shit. We're gonna kill zombies. We might die. We've died a lot. And, that's about it. So, there we go. Oh, by the way, y'all, Killer Ace's favorite rapper is Machine Gun Kelly, who is now
Nah, don't
deceased.
listen. That's way,
He
way
said Rap
off.
Devil was way harder than Kill Shot. So,
Yep. Now we all know. See that right there says you lying.
everybody go to Killer Ace's channel so he has to upload more videos. Because it's been a while. His channel is about as inactive as mine. I ain't posted shit in like 8 years. And one of you motherfuckers won't leave me alone about it, so I'm gonna try to post this video.
Man, what is the goal for today?
Tell you, man, you eat this cornbread, your health goes up. My health just went up twice. 3 times.
Yeah, I need to. I need to.
Shit, what time is it today? Is it early or late? I didn't look at the time.
It's 13:43.
Oh, plenty of time to do something.
But in-game goal, we still need to find flat land to build our own home. So.
This is true. This is true. You know what I was thinking earlier, man?
Huh.
In a way, life itself is like a video game. Because if you think about it, when you're born, you pretty much live your entire life in checkpoints. Like when you're a little kid, your first checkpoint is like kindergarten, then, elementary, then middle, then high school. And once you get through those checkpoints, it's like most people have, their dream, I want to do this, or I want to become a doctor, or I want to go to school for that. And then after that, it's kind of like you just ride out that last checkpoint until the end.
Damn, actually, yeah, yeah.
Like, and it sounds like some,
Get bored with whatever you chose and then do something new, but yeah.
and it sounds like some stoner shit to be thinking about, first of all. But, like, when I thought about it, I was like, that shit is actually, like, true as fuck.
Yeah. I mean, really nothing to do after you, like, 100% decide what you want to do for your end game, so.
Yeah, and the reason I say, like, people live in checkpoints is, like, typically, like, after people get their, dream job or whatever, there's nothing really after that. It's kind of like, that's it. And then it's kind of like, roll credits, game over, whatever. There might be an unexpected thing here and there. But a lot of people, like, that's it for them. Like, they get to that last checkpoint, and then it's like, well, now I can just ride out the game until it's over, or I start a family, and, then somebody else starts the process of hitting those checkpoints until, they get to their last one. Now, how does that, when you put it into that perspective, how does that make you feel? Because it doesn't sound bad, but if you looked at it a certain way, I'm pretty sure you could argue that that's kind of shitty.
It is, I mean, it sounds super shitty. Unless your end game is something really fun, which I highly doubt, because I mean, it depends. It depends what your end goal is. Like, I guess mine's to be a mechanic and just work on cars, but at the same time, it's like you could just live an easier life. But nah, that's a hard one, dude. Like, and it's all true because it is checkpoints. 'Cause by the time you get to that end goal job, like whatever you're wanting to do, and you know how much money you make, you really have it all set. It's like already.
I just framed whatever. And the thing that made me realize it's kind of life is like a video game because of the whole checkpoints thing is like after you graduate high school, like you don't have to go to college. I mean, in these days you could argue that you're kind of putting yourself at a facing an uphill battle if you don't, because you're probably gonna end up with some dead end job unless you start your own business and have success in that. But the thing that made me realize
True.
the whole checkpoint thing is like after you graduate high school, even if you lose your job, like it's not like you have to start all over again. You just go get another job, and then you're pretty much starting from the checkpoint of okay, I graduated, I'm not going to college if that's what you choose to do. I just go get another job, and you start making checkpoints in that
I
job.
mean, dude, technically, I wouldn't put it at that point because at any point in your life you can go to college. So, okay, not any point. After you are done with high school or get a GED, then at any point in your lifetime you can do that. So, dude, that is some hard shit. Like, where were you thinking? Like, why did you come up with this?
I was making pizza rolls, dude, and it just crossed my fucking mind. It was like,
Pizza roll thoughts, man. They'll get you. They'll get you.
cause like the thing that made me look at it like that is like, cause I was never one of those kids who like when I was younger I was like, oh, I want to be a doctor, or, I want to be an astronaut when I get older. Like I've never really had this like dream thing that I wanted to do. Like when I got older, it was like I'm just living life. So for me, it's more of like I want to find something that's fulfilling. So to people, and I'm not trying to like sound superior or like put myself above people, so I hope it doesn't come across that to the people watching this video. Being as though I never had a kind of dream thing that I wanted to do. Like I didn't aspire to be fucking fireman or astronaut. I never wanted to be a doctor who cured cancer, sorry to say. But I just wanted to find fulfillment. So for people who have kind of gone that path, and we as humans, we all do it. This is totally gonna come across preachy as fuck, but whatever. We all do it. We've all lived in checkpoints at some point in our lives. 99.9% of us still do it. It's only like the 1% who fucking kind of go their own way and that shit works out. But we as a people, we typically live in checkpoints where it's like, if I can just get to this point in my life, I'm happy, I'm content, and then there's usually not much after that. It's more like I got to this point, I'm well off, or I'm content, I'm happy with where I am, and that's kind of where we stay. We kind of stay at that checkpoint. There's nothing really after that. It's not like okay, I'm here, this is where I want it to be, and I'm happy with where I am, but I want to do more.
Actually, people do that with money all the time. Like yeah, that's. Dude, I've never thought of this before, but that's fucking crazy how that actually works.
Like, and like when I thought about it, I couldn't stop thinking about it because I was like, at first I tried to talk myself out of thinking about it, like you're fucking tripping right now, and it was like I couldn't get it out of my head, and the more I thought about it, the more it made sense. Like, I mean, we have friends right now who like they're working, and like that's kind of their end game. It's like it's not like they're working, but they also want to do this thing or that thing. It's like I'm working, I'm paying bills, whatever. I'm fine.
Yeah, I mean, dude, now that you said this, like, I really don't even know how to, like, that's. And it makes, dude, like, when you say that, it kind of makes everything sound so simple.
Dude, I swear, like,
That's a good thing. It's a good thing we don't have any friends that are doped up. You'd say shit like that, they'd go fucking nuts.
I can already see the comments like, that's some stoner shit. Like, you were fucking probably high as fuck when you thought about that, weren't you? Just like, I don't do that
On
shit.
pizza
Right?
rolls.
My mouth was high as fuck. The temperature in there was fucking high because I don't let pizza rolls cool off. But it's like, I don't. I guess what I was trying to get across with this little segment is to you and to the people who are gonna watch this video. When you live through those checkpoints, and I'm doing it myself, even though I don't have a checkpoint like for me right now, me personally, my checkpoint is I'm working, I'm making money, I can pay my bills and things like that. So I'm at the I'm in that process too. I'm running the wheel. So again, I hope this isn't coming off like I'm saying I'm better than people doing that, but to people who, because I'm in the cycle as well, to all of us running the wheel, is that fulfilling when you get to that point where hey, you're comfortable and you could do more, but you don't want to, or you just don't, regardless of if you want to or not. Like, is that fulfilling? Like, yes, it's not a miserable way to live, but is that fulfilling to you? Like, say you're at your final moments and you've lived your life like that, and you're kind of approaching the end of your life, and you're looking back at your life, looking over your past chapters. Would that be fulfilling to say, this is how I have lived and I was fulfilled? Not just happy, not just content, not just okay. Would you be fulfilled like that?
I mean, at the point that I'm at, I'd say no. Like, if it was like, if this is like, because you know what level I'm at, I work on cars, do all that, I'd say no, because there's still a lot of things for people to do. Like, for the younger community, like for the younger people probably most likely watching this video, some of you, if you say for some reason yes, question is, have you traveled everywhere? Have you done things like, and this is just saying not everyone probably wants to go skydiving, but say skydiving, like there's probably something out there super fun that you want to try, and you got to work hard to do those things. So a lot of people, I think, are going to say no. Like, there shouldn't be a lot of yeses. Like, if we get a yes in those comments, that they would be okay with it, it's like, damn.
And another question I have is, and if you're saying yes, hey, I can't knock you for it.
Yeah, if you did what you wanted to do, then you did what you wanted to do.
I mean, and again, we're not saying, and I hate that this is probably going to come across preachy, and I really don't want it to be interpreted that way. But we're just talking. Like, we're not saying we're better than anybody. I'm definitely not. Like, a lot of you guys are probably way better off
Definitely
right now.
not.
But is that fulfilling to you? When you have that dream of, I've always wanted to be, say you want to be a doctor, right? Like, because that's a common thing. A lot of people want to be doctors or nurses. Say you become that. My question is, okay, and now what? Just to reiterate on my last point of, people get to a certain checkpoint and that's kind of it. Like, okay, you've got your dream job now. You're doing what you've always wanted to do. But now what? Now what's the next checkpoint? What's the next goal you want to reach? Or is that just it? Like, you want to be a doctor and you want to work, you retire, then have a family, what's next? Like, to me, like, say I had a dream of, I've always wanted to do this. Like, ever since I was 15, I've wanted to be a YouTuber, but like a successful YouTuber, obviously. I don't want to do this shit to get like 6 views, even though with my subscribers that'd be pretty cool because I have like 3. But say I became a successful YouTuber, like I was getting 20,000 to 100,000 views, which would be dope, but that wouldn't be fulfilling to me. It'd be nice, but I'd want more. Okay, say I'm getting 20,000 to 100,000 views, I want fucking 120 to 200,000 views. Like, I want to keep growing. I want to be more successful. I want to be more known. I want to delve into another venture, like maybe merchandise or have my own mobile game or something like that. So, when my thing is, instead of just running the wheel once you get to, the checkpoint you set for yourself, after you get that, what's next for you then? Like, that's more my question to the people. because like we all typically want, and again, there's exceptions to every rule. There's anomalies and stuff like that. Most people have a set goal. Once they get to a certain age, like I want to do this, I want to do that, or I want to have this or have that by this certain point in my life. Once you get that, though, where do you go from then? Or is it just like you don't plan for after that? Like I say, you get your dream job. Is there more of the road, or is it still being constructed, or is it like you're at a yield? Like I could go further, but I'm totally fine if I don't. And if that's how you're living your life, hey, I kind of live like that too. Typically, once I get to a point where I can say, look, I'm doing okay for myself, I typically don't venture out past that point. So, again, I'm not knocking you if you get to that point where you're comfortable and you're at the yield, like you could go, but you don't. You just kind of stay where you're at.
Yo, just to expand this, it's not just about like jobs either. It could be like a goal just to go see something. Like you've always wanted to go see something, like go to another country. Like there's more than just like this is my dream job and I'm happy. It could be like I want to go to this place and travel the world.
Yeah, and like say that's your dream. Like say your dream is to go to fucking see Niagara Falls. Okay, say you go see it. What then? Like where's your next destination? What's the next thing? What's the next dream to chase, I guess, or what's the next goal?
Yeah, so that's hard. I feel like, in my opinion, I guess I always do one thing and then go for another. So, for me at least, I don't think I'd ever get to that point of where I was done. I mean, yeah, I could be successful and be on like, say, my final bed, and my last words be like, I did a lot of things I wanted to do, but there's definitely always going to be, and always in this world, something else to do. Unless you just feel like living under a rock, which, nothing against that. If you want to just stay at home, I mean, go for it. It's up to you.
So, like, to the people watching this, like, please get down in the comments below, because I'd love to actually have a conversation about this. I don't want this to be like oh, I watched the video, and, it sounded like what they were talking about was interesting. It's like, what are you guys' thoughts? What do you think about it? Like, do you agree that life is like a video game with the whole checkpoint point I was trying to make? I know I probably started to ramble and kind of reiterate the same thing over and over again. I do have a bad habit of that. But, like, let me know what you guys are thinking. If you agree with it and want to expand upon what I said, I'd love to read it. Or if you disagree, If you disagree, we're a family here. We're a squad, If you disagree, say, hey, I disagreed with this. This is how I look at it. And, if you stay respectful, you get out your body. I'm going to block your ass. But, if you disagree and want to give your perspective on it, then hey, I'm always down to listen to the family. Dude, I feel like people are gonna I just feel like people are gonna brush this off like, oh, that's some stoner shit, dude. Like, who thinks of shit like that? It's like,
nah, dude. Like, if you actually think about that, that's no, people can take that the way they want, I guess. I think that's something to actually think about. Like, you should always have another goal set up. So you really never had a dream job?
no.
Huh.
I mean, but I have kind of it's kind of a fucked up reason, but I had open heart surgery when I was a kid, right? I've told you that.
Actually, I don't think you did.
Okay, so just in case I didn't. Okay, so when I was born with a hole in my heart. So I was scheduled to have open heart surgery, but my mom was afraid. And anybody who knows about it, I'm pretty sure it's well known. When you open heart surgery, like I don't know the exact percentage, but I'm pretty sure there's a higher percentage of you not living through the surgery than you making it through. So my mom was afraid of that, so she said if I'm gonna lose, if she was gonna lose me, she'd at least keep me a year. So I had it when I was 1, and I pulled through, and the doctors were apparently saying that I was never gonna be able to do this and do that. Like, You know, that's why I never really played like contact football because my mom was always worried I'd get hit too hard and something like that. So, you know, just so my mom wouldn't worry herself to death, I didn't do a lot. So, me knowing this as a kid, I always kind of took on the thought process that I wasn't going to live long, even though I lived through the surgery. So I never really planned for, oh, I want to do this and I want to do that when I grow up, because I never thought I'd live to, air quote, grow up and be an adult. So when I graduated high school, it was more of a like, so I'm still here type of thing, more than like, awesome, I'm going to go to college and do this and do that.
Well, actually, yeah, that changes the game, dude. Like, that actually makes more sense. I mean, although, just for everyone who knows this, now knowing this, it's kind of crazy because as much wrestling and stuff that we did as kids, like throwing each other off trampolines and shit, it's like, damn, you sure you shouldn't have played football, man? Like,
Yeah.